All right, that was KTM by Chubby, one of the heavyweight artists, and now we have the heavyweight label head here with us. Carnage, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good?
All right, so we got to settle something.
We've been waiting a minute to have you
It's
on
literally,
the show.
we've done how many episodes now? Like 120, something like that?
Yeah.
And
When we
this
started
was,
more
this
than
was
that.
episode 3, this got brought up.
Right.
Uh,
Your Blau, who I'm sure you know pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. We have each guest leave a question for the next guest. And we had a question from him from Cash, which is like, have you ever gotten a blowjob in the booth? And Blau said he's seen you get one.
Really?
Yeah.
He said he hasn't, but he's seen you get one.
Yeah, he hasn't got one, but he's seen you get one.
Can you confirm or deny this? It's been ongoing for a long time. 2 years in the making, waiting for you to answer
literally.
this question. It must not have been that memorable.
Yeah. She wasn't that good at
It wasn't that good of a
apparently
blowjob.
I plead the fifth.
The mystery continues.
Who was saying they used to fuck girls in like the coat closet or something back in the day?
Oh, Eric Murillo.
Eric Murillo.
Yeah.
He put on a
He
long.
said that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said
used
back
to.
in the day, he
used
used to put
yeah.
on like an extended cut
and just go to the
go
bathroom.
bang her in the amp room.
Yeah.
Random chicks.
Legendary.
He's a legend.
Yeah, it sounds like that sounds amazing.
Right?
I mean, if you do that nowadays, I feel like there might be
Right.
problems
Yeah.
that come with that.
Yeah.
Be
Exactly.
careful.
It's a little much. I'd be too nervous. I'm like nervous to even take a shit if I was DJing somewhere, let alone like go bang somebody.
I pissed in the booth before.
Really?
Yeah.
I pissed in the booth.
Like just
I've eaten food in the booth.
Has like your TM held the bucket or something? Or you just
No, you gotta cup it.
Yeah.
Right.
No one picks it up.
You peeing like
Thinking it's
a beer
real-
bottle. and
a real
somebody just
warm
goes,
Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I think I'm just gonna need a. I can't do my aim. I'll be drunk. I don't think a beer bottle. Will be
What do you drink while you're DJing?
Yeah. What's your drink of choice?
alcohol.
Anything?
Anything?
Alcohol.
Yeah.
He's on the right show.
You're not a picky guy.
Anything above 38%.
Okay.
Okay.
All class. I like it.
Got
I like it.
So no beers for you, just
Yeah.
straight stuff.
Nah.
Well, he
beer
needs to
gets-
drink the one beer to
beer
piss
gets
in.
me full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You
is
can't
true.
like drink beer and like
You can't do it
keep
all
going,
night.
because then you like by the fourth beer, you're like
You got to piss.
Right.
stomach is just like bloated and you're just.
Yeah.
feel the same way.
That makes sense.
We had an ongoing topic about is there like a liquor that you can't drink? Like I got
Gin.
really sick off scotch. What is it?
Gin.
Gin.
Gin, you can't
That
do
is
gin?
gin tastes
Yeah.
like pine needles. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to drink gin either. Did you get sick off it?
No, I just like whenever I'm with Wiz, I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm like, nah.
right.
That's what he drinks?
Yeah, that's all he
Oof.
drinks is gin.
I can't do that.
It's also just not good.
Yeah, Tanqueray is kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Tanqueray.
No,
I can't get
no.
down with it.
Yeah, I don't. Nah, I can't. Nah.
All right, well, let's kind of start from the beginning a little bit. I feel like I don't know much about your backstory, and obviously you've been like a festival headliner for a minute now, and you're kind of one of those dudes who can fall between so many different worlds. Not just the EDM world, but hip hop, everything.
Yeah.
Kind of take us back. I know you grew up in Maryland. How did the whole music thing kind of start for you? Because I know you were rapping for a minute, right? And how did this
Yeah.
whole thing start?
This is like when kids were just going to like weight room. It was
Right.
just like weight room or like, and it was so spread out there. You didn't have middle school. You don't have a car, so
Right.
like you're just like in your neighborhood. And I
Yeah.
didn't have like a lot of friends in my neighborhood. It was like a new neighborhood,
Right.
so I was just home a lot. And then like I was just on my computer a lot. And then I met this friend. I forgot who I heard this from. I heard this from another interview. Another person that started exactly like this was like, you kind of like, if you're a producer or something, you kind of meet this kid who's a rapper.
Right.
Yeah.
You kind of help him out, you know.
Yeah.
And I had my boy Bruce, who was back in Maryland, and he like was a rapper, and I was just kind of like making the beats and like he was like, really popular kid, so I was always hanging out with him, and like, he would always like, we'd always just get like be hanging out with girls and shit,
Yeah.
just like, you know what I'm saying. So it was like I gained something from me helping him out, and he was actually dope too.
Yeah.
So it was just like that, and then just growing and growing, and then like you go then you start going high school, and then like it just gets like that, keep going, and then I was just like, damn, I really want to do this. So
Were you DJing back then too?
fuck no, I started DJing when I was like 20, or like 21 or something.
Right.
I like was dead broke, so I was like,
Right.
I remember I was seeing with like when I had moved out to LA, and like I dropped out of high school, I moved out to LA, and it didn't work, so I moved back, got my diploma, then moved back out to LA,
Wow.
and then I was discovered by Niles, who was the main guy in the Cataracts, which is Cashmere,
Right.
Yeah.
and I used to help him out back in the day, work on the Cataract stuff. So I used to do a lot of pop stuff and do a lot of co-production.
So you found you like one on like SoundCloud or something like that on the
On
internet?
MySpace, bro. We're talking
Wow,
about-
back in the day. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
Yeah.
way back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I was 17,
Right.
18 on MySpace, sending him videos, like, you know, and he just really fucked with me. So he just put me on, and then I like was just working on a lot of stuff with him, and then like EDM started going, like getting into the pop world, and that's when like a G6 came out and all that stuff. So like then like the David Guettas and the Swedish House like One came in, and like all like like, you know, Akon, David Guetta, like you know, just like it was that era where just
of course
EDM was like so cool. So like pop people were
bubbling.
using it.
Right.
And then I was like riding that wave. I was just seeing it from the back. I was really in like the industry doing like the production thing and the placement thing, and I hated it. It was just like so, because it was like you have to, it's a hit or miss. You work on so much music with writers, right, every day, hours and hours. You make stuff, and nothing happens with it, right? Because you're trying to get it placed on someone's album, right? You're trying to get a reference placed on a new singer, right? So I just hated it because I was making the music, and I was just like, I just want to put it out, man. Yeah. So then the EDM started thing going, and then I was figured out basically they were just all producers, right? Yeah, releasing it stuff and DJing it, you know, right? So, yeah, the EDM trap stuff started going, and I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I'm doing. You know, this is after I dropped a couple songs that were decent and got in place and stuff, but it was just like I just started doing it, and then I was like, damn, I need a DJ. Yeah, because they were like the trap shows were like small, like 300.
It was still like the small,
super underground still.
Just like Flushadamus, like the Major Lazer, the Flushadamus, the Major Lazer
even
song.
Like Flushadamus and all these the Pie like Bauer and all these guys. Right. These guys were playing like 300, 400. Right. It was the craziest show ever.
Yeah, of course.
No one had ever heard this type of music.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I need to do this. And then basically I just started, you know, I was DJing back before I moved to LA. Yeah. I was DJing back in Maryland, like doing like these little weird like raves and stuff, like on virtual DJ. Yeah. I was doing it, right? But like it just, but I kind of took a little pause, and I used to do college parties and shit. Like, I was doing it before I moved to LA, but then I put it on hold because I was just really producing. Right. Yeah. And then I tried. I was like, all right, I really need to get it done if I'm gonna go. And then Borgore took me on tour. That was my first tour. Wow. And then he just like he never even heard me DJ. He was like, all right, come on,
just get up there, you'll figure it out.
He had made music. He fucked with my production.
Right.
But he was just like, all right, you just come on the brand. I was opening.
That's dope.
And then like I had to learn how to DJ, and then I started getting like gigs.
Wait, so you learned how to DJ on tour?
Like a week or two before tour.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in the studio just working on like had an S4, and I was just like had a controller, and I just was trying to really DJ, and then that's just how it was.
That's damn. Good. So what was it about the first time you moved to LA that didn't work? Like what happened that first time you went out there?
Nothing, just regular shit happened. Like didn't work. Yeah, you know, just like I was there. I'd gotten I was sleeping on the Cataract's couch. I was sleeping on the couch, and at the house it was like 5 people that lived there. Right. It was Niles. He had a studio. It was Dev. You guys remember Dev?
Of course, Dev.
Of course, Dev lived in the house. Right. One of my managers at the time lived there. His brother. It was 5 people in this house.
So it's like their home base kind of.
That was the Cataract's like studio.
Right. I've heard them talk about this in interviews. That's crazy that you lived there.
So I was sleeping on the couch for like 4 months. Yeah. And Camp David, the other guy in the Cataract's, Campa, he was like, bro, like, where does this guy just go? Like, he's just like the couch. Like, I remember they were just like mad because I was just on the couch. Right. So they were just like, you know, like, get your shit together, basically. Right. But I was like, I'd moved back, and then got my diploma, and then got a publishing deal. Yeah. By Ron Perry. Ron Perry's also now like runs Columbia Records. Right. Yeah. He got me a check for $15,000, and I used that money to buy my first apartment in LA. Wow. And I spent $6,000 on it. Yeah. Bought 6 months. I bet like $7,000 on 6 months, paid in advance. Yeah. And then the rest was just living. 6 months in, I'm broke. Right. I used it all. Nothing happened. Wow. So then I was dead broke, and I moved to Skid Row. I lived there, and I lived there with Kyle, Super Duper Kyle. Yeah. Discovered Kyle. Wow. So I had moved in with him and some other people in Skid Row. We lived in Skid Row for like a year. Even when the trap stuff started blowing up, I was still like dead broke.
Wow, there's some LA shit right here where you're just like you're like meeting people, and it just next thing you know, this person ends up becoming, you know, some crazy huge artist. Who are we talking? Was it Sunburn and Jaws and all those guys? Like used to live together in a house when they were all like coming up, like, and nobody was anybody. People were living on couches and floors.
I lived in the slums, bro. Crackheads, people shitting in my front door. Like I've been through the rough, right? Like way rougher than a lot of these fools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's way rougher than
Dylan
Dylan sleeping in his parents'
Silver Lake or something like that.
pool house.
Nah, bro. Nah. That's why that's why my energy is different. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to talk about that because I feel like you're super misunderstood because you're in the EDM stuff, but you have more of a hip hop attitude, like your approach to it, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially the time that you came up, EDM guys weren't personalities. You know what I mean?
No.
They weren't expected to be. They were just nerds behind a computer, you know. And that's what it was. You know, they weren't talking. You know, they weren't like guys that you would sit in front of a microphone and have an interview with, per se. So what do you think it was like the biggest misconception about you coming up, and even now that people don't really understand?
People just think I'm just way more arrogant than I am. But that's just what I was raised on.
Yeah.
You know, I was raised on watching rappers, and jewelry, and them being cocky as fuck and as cocky as possible. And the more cocky you are, the cooler you are.
Right.
That's
true.
That's what I was raised on.
Right.
You know, everyone's raised differently. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you are. So you put a person like me in a lunchroom full of people like them. They don't like me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't like them.
Right.
That's just what it is. I've always said this to everybody. Like the EDM world is like high school lunch. Like you're not meant to sit at every lunch table.
Right.
The people who are able to sit at a bunch of lunch tables, those are the popular people.
Yeah.
They're also kissing ass.
Yeah.
I'm fine. If I'm fine my table,
Yeah.
I'm fine my homies.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
And if I see, I will make fun of you too. I'll throw milk at you, something if you do something dumb.
Right.
So, but it's like, it's not just like, I'm not just doing it. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I mean, you're calling it like you see it pretty much, I think.
Yeah.
There's so much ass kissing, there's so much fakeness. It's just like, you will never ever see me like.
He's not wrong.
I mean, that's the industry, though. You know, that's the music
That's the
industry
in
itself.
general.
Right.
But like in the EDM world, like it's just everyone's like has their own little ego, and everyone's just like sucking each other off.
Right.
It's just like, for what?
Right. Well, I think it's, and this isn't to take shots at anybody, but I also think it's because a lot of these dudes never left the house before they became these DJs,
100%.
you know? So they're in the real world now. They don't know
100%.
how to act, and you know, to them this is all that they fucking know, you know?
100%. I always
That's
say
a good
that.
point. Yeah, I never really thought about that.
A lot of these guys are socially awkward.
Right.
They don't know how to talk to people.
Right.
So like
Most of
so
them are
when a
socially
person- So when a person like, you know, a regular person who's loud or who's whatever, like,
Right.
they're gonna feel weird about it.
Of course.
They're not gonna take it the right way. You know? Some people who are good at meeting people and talking to people can see different personalities and not take offense to it.
Right.
A lot of these guys do.
Yeah.
Because they're not around people or come up. I'm gonna come up.
Right.
I'm lit.
Right.
I'm chilling. I'm gonna dap you up. What's good, man? You good? Everything good? What's up? You wanna go? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
But some people are used to like, yo, how you doing? Yeah, all right, cool. Yo,
Right.
let me tell you my accolades.
Yeah.
You tell me your accolades. You tell me your accolades. I'm gonna tell you my accolades, and then you're gonna judge me on that.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Right.
Well, speaking of accolades, I mean, you just got back from ADE.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was crazy. I got wasted every day.
That's the way to do it.
Sounds
the way
about
to do
right.
it.
Yeah. I had the heavyweight records show, heavyweight Royal Rumble. That was crazy. We had Sludge, Gravedigger. We had K Motions. We had Gami. We had Vlado. It was really dope. We had a bunch of people and sold it out. It was sick. It was dope. And then I played TikTok, which is a big festival I always play. I've played like 3 times already before. And yeah, it was just dope. It was dope. I love Amsterdam.
Yeah,
So
Amsterdam's
many hot
great.
girls out there.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
See,
Yeah.
he gets it. They always make fun of me for liking the Dutch girls.
I don't like the European types.
the
I don't
Dutch
know,
girls.
man. I'm not a big fan of the European types.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're just
bronze.
tall.
They're like bronze. They have like a very interesting tan. They
Yep.
have like green blue eyes.
Yeah.
Perfect long, massive hair. Like thick
I love
hair.
it.
Just like no makeup.
Yeah.
I love their
Crazy.
accents too when they try and speak English. It's like, oh man, it's so
They're
great.
very sarcastic though, so it's hard to game
Right.
Dutch girls because you never know if it's working or not.
Right.
You never know.
I found the best way is just to be direct and just like,
You have to be. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they'll either be direct with you back,
Exactly.
Yeah.
or they'll just be sarcastic so
And
they'll
then
just
laugh you
figure-
off. Yeah,
laugh
yeah.
you off.
See, I've never struck out more than when I was in Amsterdam, to be perfectly honest with you. So I think that's what leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I was too high most of the time to even talk to guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Amsterdam's a vibe. Bro.
Yeah, no, Amsterdam is dope. I mean, and speaking of DJ shit, they always do the DJ Mag Top 100 thing.
always releases during that week.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I just think it's so corny that we're even talking about it.
It still doesn't
to
make
this
any
day.
sense to me.
Right.
Like the rankings of how they get this list together.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you know, like I've made it every year.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the only year I didn't make it, and it's never fazed me. I've never really like, I've never really boasted the years that I've made it.
Yeah.
Maybe the first year, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that was still like when it was kind of still credible.
Right.
Like, all right, cool, I made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dope. Thank you guys. But like even last year I made it, I didn't even like, maybe I retweeted it or it wasn't like thank you guys,
Right.
But it's just like gone to a point where like
There's a lot of hate on it.
it just, you know what it is? It only matters in Asia. Asia is such a big market for everybody now because people can go to Asia and China and make a shit ton of money. And a lot of people there's no Facebook, there's no Instagram, there's no way to connect. There's only like they have their own systems.
Gotcha.
So a lot of them who go to the club, let's say a soft ticket venue,
Right.
or like a Webster Hall or something like that, like let's say people are going to the club and maybe about 40% of the people know who you are.
Right.
That other 60% are gonna look at how high you are in the DJ night to kind of judge if you're gonna be good or not.
Wow.
Huh. I
That's
didn't know
exactly
I
how
never
they think
thought of
about
that.
it.
Yeah, I
So
never
like
thought of
you
that.
go to the clubs only in Asia.
Yeah.
You go to the club and you walk in and your number will be right next to your face.
Wow.
Oh shit.
And so to the people in the industry making so much money off it,
Right.
that's a big thing. You know?
Gotcha. Okay.
So I guess Martin Garrix is number one, making all the money.
In Asia,
His shows
God
in China,
knows what
his
he's
shows in
making.
China
Yeah.
are insane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the big people and the more money you make and the more, it's just how it is. So so it does matter to a certain point for like money,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
in business, but like
For billing
like
purposes.
it's all like it's all like it's a thing, you know. I've never been a person to just shit talk on DJ Mag
Yeah.
because they've showed me love before. That's all good, but like, some people want to play the game,
Right.
That's all.
Do you feel like you sort of like we talked about being, not afraid to just be yourself in this whole world and not kiss ass has held you back at all in your career?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
In what way?
Relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, you think about the same people that we're talking about, the
Right.
DJs are the same people also in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
Are the promoters, are the agents,
Mhm.
are the club owners,
Yeah.
whatever. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you ask anybody, usually the people that I'm cooler with are the people that come into the thing are working now into it and they have people skills or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are old school ravers. They've
Right.
been in the game for 30 years. They're already losing their mind because where the music is now
Right.
Yeah.
and how everyone's acting. It's just like, holy
Yeah.
shit, like, we go back to old days?
Right.
And then you have somebody who's not from that world, who's even more obnoxious, comes in and they're like, come on. It's just,
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
It's interesting to me. I mean, one thing I respect about you, and I think you've gotten a lot of hate probably on social media because of it, but I think it's interesting that you're not afraid to call people out, especially even in person, because we have a lot of guys who talk on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
They talk their shit, they do whatever they do.
Big
And
Instagram beefs. And
in
all that
today's
stuff.
day and age, I feel like it's getting
Been a-
so
been a few of
crazy.
those recently.
Yeah, it's getting so crazy in social media that like these kids are coming up in an age where they don't have to be responsible for the words that they put out there. You know what I'm saying?
100%, yeah.
And I love like even like the DeadMau5 thing. That was obviously a big beef you guys had or whatever it was, but you weren't afraid to at the festival just be like, "Yo, what's the problem?" Go up to him in person.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Nothing deeper than that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then person like him
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
Right.
How dare you?
Oh my pearls.
Clutching his pearls on stage.
that's just like the end of the world. I mean,
Right.
he was gonna, there's so much stuff that he could have done.
Was
Yeah.
the helmet on or off when you
No, it was
went out
off.
to it? Oh, it was
It
off. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm not like, I don't go around like saying like,
Right.
I'm not a guy to just, if I don't like somebody, I'm not just gonna go everywhere and be
Right.
like, fucking.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Right.
if you're gonna do, I'm not just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's not. I'm over that. Whatever.
Do you? You go ahead.
Nah, I feel like I've never met the guy. I don't know if he's a dickhead in person or not,
Right.
but just from like his online presence, if I figured if anything, if you just came up to him like, "Yo, what's the deal?"
But
He would have been like, "Here's the deal."
Me and DeadMau5 have had like we like kicked it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like
Right.
and I remember in Australia when I first met him, like he was like, you know what it is though? It's like people like that,
Yeah.
who are like who have personalities like that, who are very kind of like very. I mean, we're very relatable to
Yeah.
a point because he's really like on some like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
He stays in his
If
lane.
you care, I don't care, like that.
Yeah.
But then there are people who have like deeper problems than that, where like it shows like when you have something like that, it shows like a certain, something's obviously bothering you.
Right,
Right.
insecurity
Like,
or whatever it
yeah.
is.
Whatever, but like I've seen him be nice to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen him, but I've seen his personality still like seep through and like.
Right.
But it's like I'm not fazed by it because he's a legend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then it just gets to a point where it's like,
Right.
bro, come on.
Well, I mean, even
Put that shit on the side.
even
let's
like
get out of here.
Skrillex, who's like the nicest,
Yeah.
the ambassador to be
Yeah.
like the nicest dude, like has gotten into it with DeadMau5
Yeah.
and kind of had his wits
exactly.
his
But
wits
it's
end.
like, it gets to a point where like, it's just people just keep it going.
Right.
It's all good though. It's all love.
Do you feel like people in today's day and age, even like social media, whatever, is don't really have much of a sense of humor, or they're just too sensitive these days?
No, I think they just don't know how to control their like emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it probably goes back to what we were talking about,
Well,
the
everybody-
socially
yeah.
awkward type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody just gets butthurt nowadays.
Right.
Like you can't say anything without 9,000 people being like,
Right.
"How dare you say that?"
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what about those people? It's like, what do you?
Or
who-
people on their computer just have done like
just
they-
trolling.
Well, even when we were doing
What?
on one of our videos we had, I don't know if you saw this thing, Hub in Hoboken or Kirill,
Mhm.
like he ended up getting the club shut down
Oh,
because
yeah.
some dude
Oh,
ended up
I
like
think-
finger
I saw
blasting
that
his
comment.
girl
I saw
on
that comment. I know
on
what
the
you're talking
bar.
about.
It went all around, like it went viral and the club got shut down for it. So Dylan was here, Dylan Francis, and he was watching. We had like a reaction video. And some kid comments on the thing like, "Man, these guys must have never seen pussy before." Like,
No, I
like,
thought you were talking about the chick who commented. Was
Which
like,
one?
There was another comment where it was like, "I'm more concerned that they have this video and they're showing people," and it's like,
Well,
what's your problem?
you
It's
wanna
all
show-
over
you
the
wanna show-
internet.
You want
Like,
to show him the video?
should we show?
it was done at this point.
Show him the video.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Keep talking.
But it's funny. You have people who have no life experience commenting on your life,
Yeah.
which is like the interesting, and they now have a platform to do so. And it's almost scary. I think kids growing up in this world that they just think that it's okay to do that kind of shit because one day they're gonna get punched in the mouth when they do it in real life.
Yeah. It's exactly that's what it is. And some people just, I mean, we could line up the DJ Mag top 100
Right.
and maybe 75 to 80% of them have never gotten in one fight.
Right.
True story.
That's true.
I can't think of many
Maybe even
people like
higher.
actually throwing fists.
Maybe even higher. I know some guys on there that I know definitely got into it,
Yeah.
once or twice,
Yeah.
or maybe got punched themselves.
Right.
Mhm.
But like, come on, man.
All right, let's get into it. This is Gravedigger with Be Wary. More Carnage after this. All right, so we do a returning question. We had the Blau one
Yeah,
for
like
you.
you explained before.
So Anne Marie was our last guest.
She let two questions. One she really didn't want to ask anyone, but we're gonna ask anyway. The first one is if you weren't doing this, what would you do? If you weren't a DJ, what would you do?
I'd be a meteorologist.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you telling us? Is it for real?
I can't tell if he's serious or not. He's like a Dutch girl right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Meteorologist.
Yeah, all right.
Just like fascinated by
wanted to be
clouds
a-
and
I
stuff.
Yeah, I just loved weather. I wanted to be a tornado chaser at one point.
Huh.
And then I was really good. I made it to the geography bee when I was in 7th grade.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It's impressive.
I,
That's
I-
awesome.
I got straight E's in every class. And I got an A in social studies.
See, social studies is the jam.
Good for
I
you.
even failed Spanish and I'm fluent.
I only passed.
That's
because
pretty funny.
I cheated on the kid behind me. That's the
There you
reason
go.
why I passed.
All right, and then our second question was,
What musical instrument would you put in your butt?
That's from Anne Marie, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's not from us.
That's not from us.
From Anne Marie.
She's so fine.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yes,
Thank you.
crazy.
Yes.
What do you mean? Thank
what do you
you.
think? What do you like? We're
He's saying
saying
it like
no.
we
All right,
don't-
no, but I'm just saying it just justifies. All of us obviously were fucking enamored when
Yeah.
she's here, but God,
I've said it
was here.
way
She's a
before.
fan.
Yeah.
I just stared at her.
Bro.
That's exactly what we did.
yeah, but she's like you could stare at her, but then she's also cute as
She's
fuck, which is,
adorable.
like, adds the whole. It's just a whole
cute and
element.
sexy. It's the cute and sexy combo.
So when I was growing up, my dream girl was British.
See, now we're on the same page.
My
Yep.
dream girl was British. It
It's
was
the
also-
accents.
I had a thing. I always wanted like a light-skinned British chick.
Yeah.
You know, and then like obviously it's just something about British. The
Yeah, of
accent.
course. There's something about it.
Yeah,
I love
She's
her.
the
big,
Spice Girls,
too.
I was
She's
obsessed
big.
with them.
Spice Girls back in the day.
So he's basically describing Anne Marie.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
Anne Marie. God damn.
Shout out to
I
her.
love her.
Do we ever laugh?
yeah. No.
Yeah, she's so fine.
All right, so what? How about this? How about this?
I always comment on her shit, but like I be telling like Marshmallow like, bro, put me on.
Wait. So you're not above like trying to slide in someone's DMs or doing the whole thing?
Hell no, bro. It's 2018. You got
Right.
to. You got to. Yeah.
All right, so let's rephrase the question.
yeah.
What musical instrument would you let Anne-Marie stick up your butt?
Chill. No. Nah.
She ain't that fine. She ain't that fine.
She's not that hot?
Nah, we have Rover. Bro.
There you go.
But if she asks a question, she might be into it.
Yeah.
might be.
It's true.
I would hope so.
I'll do whatever she wants.
There you have it.
Put it in,
All right, so
on
you,
my butt.
Pause.
Super pause.
our next guest is gonna be Alesso, so you can leave a question for him. Anything you want.
Alesso.
Yeah.
Is he into like cosplay?
I mean, we can find out.
Yeah.
That's your question.
Yeah.
We
The
can find
video
out.
has a bunch of little aliens
Yeah.
and shit. I feel like he might be dressed up as an alien sometimes.
That's amazing.
Get weird.
like a furry type situation.
Yeah.
When he's an alien.
You see, Alesso gets lit. I fuck with Alesso because he be getting lit.
Yeah.
He be getting fried. I fuck with people who just get fried.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I love that. All right, so I mean, you're going on tour with Gucci Mane, right?
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dope.
How did that? I want to know how that connection happened.
Just I've always wanted to do something like that.
Right.
So it was just perfect timing. We have a lot of things planned for 2019, but it was like had free time and I was like, all right, let's just do something fun for the people. I haven't been on tour in a while, so
That's dope.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
all right, let's do it. Yeah.
And what else? I mean, we got Heavyweight Records with your label. What else can we expect the rest of this year in 2019 coming up?
A lot of 2019's biggest artists are gonna come from Heavyweight,
I love
and
it.
not just EDM. Just like we have
Across the board.
across the board, every type of genre.
Dope.
And it's not about, I feel like people now got to this place where like it was a big moment when everybody was like, oh, I don't want to be pigeonholed. I want to do everything genre. But then, it's all good
Yeah.
for you to try everything you want.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're
Right.
a producer. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Right.
A lot of people do that and they're still not good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what I really want to do, I just want to find artists who are really good at doing what they're good at.
Right.
Yeah.
Their
And-
specific thing.
And having and letting that shine. I feel like now we've gotten to a point where like people are experimenting a lot.
Yeah.
Which is great for the culture, it's great for the music.
Absolutely.
But I feel like people still need to hone in on what they're really
Yeah.
good at,
Yeah.
with how they shine. If you're a really good quarterback and you're
Right.
also a good wide receiver, but you're a better quarterback, the coach is gonna put you at quarterback.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
He's not gonna bounce you around.
For
Right.
sure.
True.
That's what the music labels now in the electronic world need. They need really good coaches. A lot of the coaches want to be star players.
Right.
I
So
just
for
wanna-
like
I just want to be a coach.
So for like people listening or like, up and coming producers, you're kind of just saying it's better to be great at one thing than good at a lot.
You will always have, if you're really good at something and
Yeah.
you hone into it, if you hone into it and you build that platform that you're honing onto,
Mm-hmm.
you will get to a point where you can show everybody else what else you're good at.
Right.
There's
True.
a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people just get to this place where just like, just do it all. And then people who are fans can't really distinguish you
Mhm.
between the four other guys
Right.
doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Shine at what you're good at.
Makes a lot of
Later
sense.
on, people will later on hear the other things you're good at.
Mm.
Time and place for everything.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming by. It's been a long time coming. This
Yeah.
question, the Blau question, has been burning up.
We had to settle that.
We had to settle that. This is good.
Yes.
Episode 3 that got asked.
Yeah, exactly. So, best of luck with everything, man. We got to come check you out when you
What's
come
the
to New
question?
York.
What's the question you guys asked me?
Blau shouted you out
Yep.
and said you got a blowjob in the booth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that real?
Is it real? Yes or no?
To be continued. I'm attacking right now. It's so funny.